Welcome to the Generation X-Wing podcast, a modern look at a retro lifestyle. My name is Rob Williams, and I'm here with
Jamie Pale Rider,
as well as
Steve Hosenose Lewis,
as well as
Steve 3.
And we have special guests. Hey, weirdos, how you doing?
hello.
It
Yay.
is Scott and Shannon Smith from Hey
Full
Weirdos.
house.
Weird together.
Full house.
It is another summer, and it is another summer with the weirdos. And every summer we seem to invite you guys over, and you always have a good movie selection for us. Well, sometimes a good movie selection for us, and sometimes it is a bit concerning. Last year, what did we
it's
talk
always
about
a
last year?
fun movie selection.
It's a fun movie.
Yes.
It's a fun movie.
How
What was
wrong.
last year's choice again? It was
That's summer school.
Summer school.
Was it
And-
Summer School? Oh, okay. Well, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Yes. And then prior to that was Night of the Comet.
That's what it is. Night of the Comet.
I'll always never forget Night of the Comet.
Wait, always, never.
Hey, right?
It works.
Take
Dramatic.
your recommendation and watch Star Crash.
Did you watch it?
And loved it. Yeah. So I think we gotta.
There's
Awesome.
there's two of you now.
I'm always for a good bad movie.
Yeah.
Okay,
is
so hang on. Did you both love it?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Oh,
we
the
love
it.
fandom of StarCraft just tripled.
glorious.
Yeah. We're gonna get that Rotten Tomatoes score up if it.
Yeah.
Into
but
a
it- but it
0.5.
is-
Get
I
it
never,
up
said,
into double
I never said
digits.
it was an Oscar-worthy masterpiece. I just said it's so bad it's good and worth a watch.
Yes,
It's fun watch for
Exactly.
sure.
Yeah.
Before we get into things, I want to say hello to some people in the chat already. First of all, Tony is here. Hello, Tony.
Okay,
Hey.
Tony.
VJ, baby. How you doing, VJ?
Good.
Hi.
Someone, I think it's Allie Williams, I think it is.
Who's that?
Never heard of her.
She's the biggest fan that lives next door.
Nice.
Otherwise known as the rest of the apartment and my beautiful wife.
By next door, you mean the door outside your office?
Literally the door.
Literally.
Right here. Yeah.
Bang, bang, bang. Before we get started, Scott and Shannon, I wanted to ask you a question. I realize I've never asked you this question before. First of all, how'd you guys get started? How'd you guys start the channel or the Hey Weirdos name? How'd that all begin?
Honestly, it happened during the pandemic when we were just looking for stuff to do and entertain ourselves. Previously, many years ago, we had a podcast called A Pint with Friends. It was beer focused. And it was my way of like reviewing beers, cataloging stuff. And then I also figured out that if I invite brewers onto this podcast, I'll get free beer. And that like gangbusters. Worked really well and met some nice people. But then during the pandemic, it's just like, well, let's expand it. Let's do something else. And so then we just came up with Weird Together and we just started podcasting every day. So we started really strong and we were doing, because there was nothing else to do.
Talked about a bunch of dumb shit.
Yeah. And then,
that was awesome.
yeah, it was, and then, just trying, and some of it was like weird stories. So like Shannon would read me a story and I would just react to it in real time. Other stuff was just, what are we doing to keep ourselves sane in those early days when we were just under lockdown?
Oh, that's
And later it became YouTube, and we realized, well, that's just a much more fun way to do and film stuff. So we started, filming our experiences at Comic-Cons and
Film stuff
doing
we
other
already
things.
do.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Let's monetize this marriage, basically.
And on your channel, you have lots of things like recently you visited Hope and saw where Rambo was filmed.
Mhm.
And that was really cool. I've been there before and saw the wooden statue.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat. And
Is it made out of wood?
The wood
Oh, I
shop.
Carving.
I think it's chainsaw carving, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
It's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you see all the locations there, and you also had just shorts just recently. I was asking, I can't remember who was answering, whether Scott or Shannon, but it was in Chilliwack. There was this alleyway. What was it called again?
District 1881.
1881. That's right. What is that?
It's
Is
like
it just
a European. Think of Main Street in Disneyland or
Mhm.
World. It looks like that, but they built this little place that the Fairmont used to be, I think.
Mhm.
And which used to be 1881, I guess. But it's just all this really cool European style shopping area and food district. So it locks out Chilliwack itself, but inside it's really cool. You walk around there's a store called Witchy Boo, which I actually love because it's full of like witchy things, just fairy tale things, all kinds of fun stuff in there. And we were there for at least an hour, I think.
Yeah, they're more than that.
Yeah, it was
they're
a
trying to
fun-
revitalize the neighborhood,
Yeah,
right?
and
And
Yeah.
fun.
it's like Shannon said, like in the safe space inside, it's really nice. It's a fun place to hang out.
Yeah.
But then outside of that, the color of Chilliwack remains.
Mhm.
So you kind of have to still watch your steps. But like really amazing coffee. There's a place called Smoking Gun Coffee, which I absolutely loved. One of my favorite breweries, Fieldhouse Brewing, has a tap house there and a restaurant. And so, yeah, great place to check out for food and drink and that sort of thing.
It's a fun hangout there.
So we got a full video of that coming up. So we just quickly put up that short because
Yeah.
it's quick
I
and
mean, if
easy.
you're going to travel all the way to Chilliwack, you need something to do for the whole day and night, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. And of course, right, 2 hours to get out there in the middle of the day and 1 hour to get home.
You got home in an hour. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done. And finally, like you guys go to Fan Expo every year, and it's always cool to see your perspective. We always talk about on this channel how it is working the booths, but you guys how visiting the booths and checking out all the cool things and talking to the vendors, and it's really neat to see some of the cool items that we miss out on when doing all the work. So
Yeah, we try really hard to get to know a lot of the vendors. I actually became friends with a lot of vendors, especially ones in Washington.
mhm.
We go to Washington State SummerCon, but we try really hard to get to know the vendors and what they offer, and just show their creative stuff that we want to buy all of it. So, but yeah, we love just showing off their stuff, looking for cool toys, and just
Crafty things,
learning
right?
about
Yeah.
people. We like
Yeah.
meeting new people. So
Yeah.
it's quite fun.
So we put a link for if you're watching or listening. We put a link down below to their YouTube channel. Check them out. Instagram. We'll put that link there. I just realized I hadn't put that in, but we'll put all the links to find these guys. But today we are talking about your choice for movies. Innerspace, starring Martin Short, Dennis Quaid, Meg Ryan, Kevin McCarthy, and a whole bunch of other people we'll get into. But this was a lovely choice. I know, Jamie, I think you were pretty excited when you heard about this one. Have you seen this movie before, Jamie?
Yeah. When I was, it would have been, I guess, when it first came out on home video. I watched it with my cousins, and I had not seen it since.
Oh, so it's been a long time since. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Hose Nose, what about you? When's the first time you saw this?
Pretty much the exact same thing. I watched it as a kid on VHS, and not since last.
Same story for you, Steve 3?
Yeah, pretty much. I remember it coming out. I remember it being absolutely fantastic in my brain. Like, what the hell? This is great. And I probably watched it again on on a Christmas period in England where they put movies on, blockbusters on, and I'm sure it came up a couple of times on the TV. Never owned it. And never saw it in the cinema, but I remember it so much because it was something we'd never seen before, really, So yeah, it really did stand out as a cool, awesome movie, and I was looking forward to watching it again.
For Tony, it's the same situation for him. Hadn't seen it since it first came out. But Scott and Shannon, what about you guys? It sounds like I'm the only one that has never seen this movie. How about you guys?
Oh my God,
Wow, it's one of those movies I completely forgot about, and then I was scanning the internet and I realized, oh my God, that movie, the Cool Body movie. I love that. I loved how they did all the inside of the stuff in the body and stuff. So I figured this is the one that we need to throw in our in the mix of the stuff we gave you. But yeah, it's a movie that's forgotten about, but we forgot that we loved it, and now we're here watching it again.
Yeah, it's very similar to the older movie Fantastic Voyage, where you're traveling through the body. And I can't remember, Steve 3, help me out with this. Like Archer did a whole spin on the Fantastic Voyage or this movie.
Yeah, I was saving that for a bit later, but yeah, you're right. It's now tainted by the episode from Archer, because that was absolutely fucking brilliant. So all I can think about now is Archer's episode. Yeah, it's just, if you haven't seen it, look it up. I think you can still get Archer on Netflix. You can hear it.
Yeah,
anyway.
what season of Archer was that in? I've seen
That was
all
some
of
of the-
Archer.
That was
Was
one
it
of the
just two
later seasons.
Was it?
So that was in
Okay.
his coma state where a lot of people tuned out because it wasn't what they wanted.
Oh.
So yeah, you have to go, because I think it was the same period when they went and did the Aliens stuff, where Mother was Mother and they were in space, and it was if you can get past your I want, it's keep with it, because it's a fun
Oh,
I mean,
it's a
definitely
great
a few.
I'm just
episodes.
gonna go back and watch a whole series again. That
Yeah.
tears it.
Yeah, because they had him, Mr. Goodbody, Christian Slater. They're all in there.
I think
And-
it's is it Cheryl's brother or something that's doing this? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah,
Anyways.
watch it. Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
great.
it's a good one. And a great ending, which I won't spoil. It's a
No,
great ending.
Feel
So-
like I'm the only person in this group that went to the movie theater. See that.
Wow.
Wow.
So why you went to the movie theater? What was the occasion? Because a lot of people didn't see this in movie theater.
So yeah, I'm guarantee you I went and saw it at the Capitol 6 in downtown Vancouver. I saw the commercial. I loved Martin Short at the time. I grew up watching SCTV and SNL, so this was right in my wheelhouse. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna go see a Martin Short movie.
This
And
was a
then-
great Martin Short movie.
Then
It is.
didn't remember or watch it for. I probably watched it when it came out on home video, but then haven't watched it in 35 years or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Until like a couple weeks ago when we recommended it because Shannon discovered it again. It's like, oh my god, does that hold up? I don't know.
So
But I
this is
love Martin
great.
Short.
A lot of
We'll find
rediscovering.
out.
Yeah.
Basically, the premise of the movie is we have Dennis Quaid, who is Lieutenant Tuck Pendleton. That's a great name, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Great name.
Tuck Pendleton. He is
What is he tucking?
he's tucked
His
inside.
Penderson.
He's tucked his Pendleton into Martin Short.
Yeah.
So
whoa. I didn't sign up for this kind of talk, guys.
I was going to
That's
mention.
way
I was
worse.
going to mention the towel scene about his Pendleton being tucked. But
Oh,
So he is part of this experiment where they shrink down to microscopic size, and he was supposed to be put into a rabbit, but because of another a competing scientific group wanting to get the other half of the, it was like a science war. So they were trying to get the secret chip, and they're trying to get him, and just all the stuff. The doctor takes him out and injects him into Martin Short's butt. Who is like a hypochondriac guy,
Butt
works at
cheek.
Safeway.
but
Cheek,
Yeah.
cheek. Okay, is gluteus maximus, and then injects him into him just to save Tuck, and then all of a sudden, he's just being commanded. Him and Tuck are talking, and they're trying to get him out of the body before it's too late, and getting the help of Meg Ryan, his ex-girlfriend. All that sort of stuff. And I'm not describing it well. I didn't bother writing everything down. It's a great movie. And it really displays not only Meg Ryan's acting chops, which is early in her career, but this was Dennis Quaid's earlier movies, but Martin Short's comedic style. You see a lot of Martin Short from his SCTV days, his Saturday Night days, his dancing, all that sort of stuff. This was like rubber face Martin Short, and his early years of movies. So it was a great little flick. So I'll start with you, Scott and Shannon. What'd you think of it after all this time, after the separation of it? Did you enjoy the movie again?
Go first.
sure. Yeah, I really enjoyed it and forgot about all of like the practical effects. Like it's just fun. It's bloody entertaining, and you can't go wrong with Martin Short. Martin Short, if you look at his IMDb, it's like in not a lot of great movies, but he's always great in them. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think this is just another thing where it's just like, you don't like Martin Short, this probably isn't for you, but I don't know. How can you not love Martin Short? I don't know. I don't know if I've ever met anyone who said Martin Short. I don't like that dude.
I'm just glad you haven't brought up Clifford. So
Oh,
you're not
God.
gonna-
Yeah.
How about you, Shannon?
I still love this movie. It always stuck with me, the inside the body stuff, and how I was so fascinated of how they did that. So it always stuck with me and imprinted on me. So I remember, that's the first thing I remember, is just all the blood clots, what are they called, floating around and all the stuff like that. So it stuck with me. But
the
so far,
platelets.
yeah, there you go. I still really love
And
it.
looks still really
Yeah.
great. Like it looks
does.
It does.
CGI.
It does. And Martin Short, I mean, most of his stuff was improv in the movie, and it was awesome. I just love his insaneness in this movie. He did such a good job.
Well, this was the special effects did actually win an Academy Award.
Yeah.
ILM was heavily involved in this. This was I forgot to mention, this was directed by Joe Dante, but executive producer Spielberg was involved. So you're definitely going to have some sort of positive movie here and something worth watching. Hose Nose, what about you? How'd you enjoy this movie after all these years?
Nope. I'm the outlier.
Really? Didn't like it after?
I did not.
Did you like it when you first saw it?
Yeah, because I live it. Shannon said I remember as a kid loving the shrink down, the special effects, and floating around, all that stuff. But now watching it again, I kind of felt like this movie didn't know what it wanted to be. Was it a Spielberg serious sci-fi movie, or was it supposed to be a Martin Short laugh a minute thing? And they kind of like jammed them together, and I find it not working.
I can see why that is, because this originally wasn't supposed to be a comedy movie. It was supposed to be a serious movie, pretty much a ripoff of the Fantastic Voyage. And they eventually, after being shopped around, they decided to make it a comedic. In fact, it was originally talking about Michael J. Fox being put inside Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you can, is alternate world of those two.
That's insane that you said that, because Amy and I, after we're talking about this, and we're like, okay, if we're gonna recast this and do it as a more serious sci-fi, those two names came up.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because we're talking like people from that era. So Marty McFly, the nervous guy, and then you'd have like that total hyper masculine.
Some Bill Nye the Science Guy's cousin. Marty McFly, the nervous guy.
I think it was supposed to be reversed. It was supposed to be Marty going into Arnold. So, and then Arnold.
I'd rather see Danny DeVito inside Arnold and do like a different play on twins. Would be amazing.
That makes sense, because on Sunny in Philadelphia, when he was like the wet baby coming out of
my god.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Also, Bill Murray was supposed to play Tuck, and he turned it down.
At one point. Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people we'll get into later. Yeah, as a whole, I got a list of people that were lined up for this one.
Wow. Cool.
Jamie, how about you? Did you in the Hose Nose camp, or did it hold up after all these years?
I enjoyed it. Mostly I like Martin Short's crazy comedy. And the special effects did hold up really well, which is nice to see. This movie kind of made me realize that I might not like Dennis Quaid, though.
Ooh, I knew that years ago.
So did Meg Ryan eventually.
The poor lady. I love Meg Ryan. She's great.
Watch one of his movies, but oh god, what am I doing?
Meg Ryan's great.
So
Dennis Quaid, just something off-putting about him. Maybe like when he smiles, he's super dead behind the eyes. I'm like,
his eyes disappear.
Really?
Yeah, he's weird.
He reminds me
I
of
don't like it.
It's like a great white shark when he goes in for the attack. The eyes are all back.
Yeah.
We're talking Dennis and not Randy, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I am well aware. And I mean, part of it too, I mean, this is not Dennis Quaid's fault whatsoever, but it was actually kind of distracting watching the movie and watching Dennis Quaid and only seeing Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
And then kind of wishing that it was Jack Quaid. Yeah.
In the 2026 reboot.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, maybe he was in the movie. There was a baby there. That may have been him.
That's true.
Oh.
That's the baby from Look Who's Talking.
Oh God.
That's it.
I love Jack Quaid. Dennis Quaid. Apparently not so much.
He's your top seeded Quaid.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's miles ahead
Let's
of
do the ball
Dennis and Randy.
Okay,
yeah.
first.
How about you, Steve 3? What'd you think of this movie?
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the movie I remember watching it now. Everything everyone said, totally agree with. And Dennis Quaid is almost like, okay, stop. At one point I was like, just stop. I don't give a shit about you wanting to drink and how cool you are. It was just overacted so much for me. And I never noticed that when I first watched it. It was kind of cool. The playoff worked. But remember, this was probably made for kids. But yeah, it was so annoying after a while of how overdone it was, about how crazy and cool and all the rest of it. Even when he walked in to do it and he was giving him a kiss and taking the Polaroid and jumping into the ship and nearly knocking it over, and just like it was just he didn't work for me in this movie. I think there was only one bit that really worked, and that was when he shut up and just didn't do anything. But it was The thing that I wrote down was that and all the time with him, there is one movie, and I can't remember what it is. I actually quite like him in. Like, I'll have to look that one up. But he reminds me of a cross between Harrison Ford and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
He's got that Jack Nicholson smile. Like, I'm going to smile in your face, and you're going to take it.
But dead
he's
behind
got
the eyes.
That's
but then he's got that.
Yeah.
He's got that kind of rough and rugged Harrison Ford look about him. He is like Harrison Ford's brother. If there was some sort of weird
my name for him was Wish Harrison Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. But no,
Wow.
it definitely didn't hit me. And I didn't think I would see Martin Short as the star of the movie, but he definitely was for me on this. I probably skipped ahead, but it was funny for me because Ali's never seen it. She's heard about it, I'm sure, but it's the first time she watched it. She watched it kind of in two parts. She watched the beginning and did something and then came back. And I tried to convince her to watch it again last night, and she's like, "No, I'm good." So,
but there's so many unanswered questions, Alice.
Yeah, I don't think you need them. I think that's what I got from that. I don't need it. I'm good. My life will be just as complete. I'll wait for the remake with Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid.
Yeah.
Before I give my opinion, I am curious. I know Steve 3, you watch a lot of the movies with Ali. Hose knows you watch pretty much most of these movies. And with Amy, Jamie, did Christine watch this movie with you?
No.
Okay.
This was one I feel a little bit bad, but I also feel like I know Christine well enough that I kind of curate the movies for her without even asking. Mostly because maybe I'm just embarrassed about asking her to watch all these movies that I know she's not going to enjoy.
But the thing is, you kind of have to. You have to get another person's opinion on it, I think, especially if they haven't seen it before, because the beauty of someone not watching one of these movies we watched before is that they're experiencing it the same way we did, but obviously they're a little bit older. So it's interesting to see if the same reactions come just because of age or because if it's the first time or the 19th time, right? So that's why I like doing it. And if I've got to go through this shit, so it's someone else.
Oh, wow. So you're just dragging Ellie down with you?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Sink to my
That's
level.
what marriage is all about, right? If I'm going down, you're coming with me.
I've never seen this, and I actually really enjoyed this. This was I found Dennis Quaid like he. Sorry, I do have to put this up. Ali says Meg Ryan annoyed me.
But how about Dennis Quaid?
Dennis
Quaid.
She was probably still reeling in his butt from the first opening scene. Yeah.
Sorry.
I was more impressed. That was probably the best scene he was in, was when he had turned around and we could just see his ass.
Disagree.
He had abs. He had nice abs. I really enjoyed this movie. Dennis Quaid, for me, actually, I knew he was supposed to be annoying right from the very beginning. He was an annoying character, but I felt him at times. He had charm and charisma more than sometimes I think Harrison Ford has. If you watch Harrison Ford in any interview, that dude does not have a lot of charisma.
But when he's acting,
he's but I found
doing his job.
I found him.
I'd marry him.
Right?
Well, you go for it. I found him enjoyable. I mean, not as much as Martin Short. Martin Short was great, and I get Ali Williams's Meg Ryan comment because Meg Ryan. I've watched a lot of rom-coms, and Meg Ryan's usually in about half of them, and so it was a little bit weird. I find her acting sometimes wonderful, and then sometimes dry as toast. And this was somewhere in between. But it was. I had a lot of fun.
I think you're eating toast wrong, Rob.
Before I butter, but it's just I did enjoy this. I like the humor, I like the Martin's sort of antics and stuff. Well, there was lots of special effects, which really didn't wasn't overpowering the movie. So, and in the end, I was disappointed by the end, and which we'll probably get into a little bit. But I was kind of hoping for more of a nice, solid ending rather than a to be continued ? So, but either way, want to ask. So, since we're talking about characters and such, Shannon first. Who was the character that stood out for you? The one you enjoyed the most?
Well, it's probably going to be Martin Short.
Yeah.
I enjoyed all his lines and everything in the movie, so he just makes me laugh. And it was one of my dad's favorites, so we used to watch a lot of Martin Short stuff together. So Yeah.
So this
I think
movie is
that's
one of your dad's favorites?
Oh yeah, he loves
Yeah.
Martin Short. He's all about that. All the comedians from the 80s and stuff. So he loves them. He likes British humor too. So yeah, but Martin Short was on his list of faves. And we used
How
to watch
about-
those.
Oh, sorry. Apologize.
No.
How about you, Scott?
Yeah, same thing. Martin Short. Of course. It's in the-
Can I assume everybody here is pretty much the same way? Because he was for me as well. Jamie's giving a thumbs up. What about you, Hose Nose? Was Martin
What's the
Short
question again?
Favorite actor
favorite
in the movie?
favorite character in
Innerspace.
this movie?
This is because you got the comments up on the thing and it's distracting me.
They haven't moved for 20 minutes, Steve.
Jingly keys.
Did I mention I had to take some medication for the headache?
Yeah.
The cowboy, Richard Picardo.
Yeah.
See, I was gonna say that, Steve, but I can't give him because of the makeup. Can't do it.
Oh, he's got that hair. I'm wondering, is that his real hair?
Yeah, it was
That
the
short
fro.
little
I
perm
choose to
going
believe
on?
that the Martin Short hair was his real hair.
Hmm.
No, what was his accent, Steve? Was it Russian? Was it
No,
South
I think
American?
it was South American. I think
Was he
he's got, like,
Spanish?
he looked like, what's it, Pablo Escobar or something, right?
That's
It was
right.
like, yeah, it was
No
it was
determinate.
His accent seemed to be all over the place.
Yeah, it was
from
bizarre.
scene to scene.
Good
The
old
funny-
80s
the
foreign
funniest
accent.
thing for me is that because he appeared in one of our other movies we've recently reviewed, if you remember.
Yeah.
So when I first saw it come up, I saw what's his name? What is his name? Picardo, right?
Robert
Richard
Picardo.
Picardo.
Robert Picardo. I saw that come up.
That
I'm
was
like,
Richard.
yeah,
What?
okay. Whichever one it is. I'm like, Richard Picardo? Hang on a minute. Where do I know that from?
It's Robert.
Robert.
Who's that going to be? And then they announced, but the character was fun, but it's obviously it was really annoying for me. Like the cowboy thing was, it came out of nowhere for me. I don't know if I missed a bit, but it just came out of nowhere. Like the cowboy's in town. Everyone's like, oh no, the cowboy's in town, and it was such a forced bit of the movie for me.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not picking him as the character. It was fun to see, but you shouldn't really be blackfacing, and it was kind of annoying. So yeah, it was a little bit annoying for me.
Cowboy's the guy with the detachable things.
No,
right?
No, Cowboy's the one with the cowboy boots and the hat and the curly hair and the
Okay, gotcha.
terrible accent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
Yes.
Speedo.
And the
I had to
Speedo.
I went back and rewatched that because, like you, I thought, like, did I miss something? Why is he here? And
Yeah.
why is the story connecting? But apparently he's like a electronics dealer of
Yeah.
sorts. Because, for like what
He was
Rob said,
He
those
was a fence.
science
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
It was like the dude from Snatch.
Yeah.
She
Right.
said he was
Bullet Tooth?
a fence for scientific technology or
That's
something.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
It
solar
was
technology.
just so weird. It was like,
Really
oh shit, we need a character. What should we do? Let's dress him up, paint him up, put him in cowboy boots, and make him wear a speedo. Like, where did it come?
Well,
no
that's
sense.
it. Like the writing of this movie wasn't good.
Oh, there was
Sorry.
right.
Right? Yeah. So I mean,
No, I
that's
like
kind of
the
came
I
out
like
of
the
nowhere.
premise, but that bit was That's why. So I'll stick with Martin Short if you're going to ask me.
So what was the other movie we saw that had him in it? I didn't catch that.
We did it a couple of movies back, and we mentioned him because he was the he was the doctor in Star Trek. He was
Yeah.
So what was the movie we did? Oh my god. Yeah, come back to me. I'll try.
Yeah,
to
Let me
you bet.
check my list on letterbox.com.
Proudly brought to you today by letterbox.com.
Yeah, you beat me to it. This
Well,
movie check brought to you by Letterboxd.
Looking at his list, he did Explorers, Legend, The Howling.
No, it was one of the
Total
ones we-
Recall. Johnny
Total
Cab.
Recall.
Johnny
He was
Cab.
Johnny Cab. He was the
Yeah,
voice of
that's
Johnny
what it
Cab
was.
and the look of Johnny Cab. So yeah, maybe they used his makeup model for Johnny Cab. I don't know.
Not the afro. So, yeah. Mine was Martin Short as well. I really enjoyed his style, and he didn't go over the top, but I did see a little of Ed Grimley when they were dancing. Hey, we got a dancing scene. Do some Ed
the
Grimley.
dancing was classic Martin Short.
Which I was like, why are they dancing now all of a sudden?
Because that's what you do when you get
Drinking.
drunk, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
drunk.
right.
Yeah.
That
From
was
a
kind of gross,
microscopic
though.
Flask.
Yeah, that getting the flask out and just getting some liquor there, like
I'm
it
just
was
wondering
can't
how
be
many
sanitary.
holes are in Martin Short's character from this guy
he-
flying
he
around.
is.
Yeah, he's punched so many holes in his arteries. Like,
yeah,
isn't he
when
just
he was about to
bleeding
get sucked into
internally?
the heart.
Yeah, internal
It was like,
bleeding.
"Oh, just cut
Yeah.
a hole in this main artery to your heart, and then
Right?
swim it."
That's fine.
That was a lightsaber work.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Well,
really
let's
want to,
how-
if you
how
really want to get
lightsabers
deep,
work.
it's like the shrink ray. Like, what does the ship run on? It's obviously not an engine, so it must be a battery, right? And if it's
Yeah.
a battery, when you shrink down a battery, what the hell happens to that? Does that just
He
everything
had
just
propane-
goes
he
down
had
in
the,
voltage?
Fire extinguisher too, and I was like, that should have
Yeah.
exploded when he went
Like,
went small.
Yeah, totally. Like, there's all
Yeah.
kinds of scaling issues. Like, even the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, you
How
got to
would
watch
fireworks
Archer.
go?
Yeah.
I think Dennis
I
Quaid
gotta
said
find that episode now.
you'll enjoy this movie if you don't think too hard. I think it wasn't word for word, but it was pretty much what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's totally what it is. But I agree with you guys. The scene bringing in the cowboy didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
It seemed like a last minute bridge to get from A to B for the plot. But it did bring in some cool effects. And Steve 3, I want to ask you this question: the facial effects where his whole face changes. Do you know who did that?
Probably an air compressor hose and a lot of air.
Yeah, it looked like a
Well-
shop vac turned on reverse.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. Yeah, there was that, but I'm talking when he's shaking his head back
Oh,
and forth.
right.
It was by the same Rob. I think
Rob Bottin
Yeah, Rob Bottin. Is that how you
From
pronounce it?
Total
from
Recall.
everything.
Oh.
RoboCop. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
all
he
his,
did. He does top shelf makeup in so many movies of that era.
and if
Did
you've
you do
seen
Total
one of, what did you do? Total Recall?
I think we mentioned him in Total Recall.
Yeah,
That's
So
why.
it's classic stuff. And if you see the face of one of them when he's changing, it's weird looking. Is half of Martin Short's face, half of Robert Picardo's face.
But
It's
that-
kind of distorted.
I watched it. That totally reminded me of the 2 week scene.
Yeah.
Total Recall on her face.
2 weeks.
That's totally what reminded me of.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the favorite scenes in this movie, things that stood out, and we'll start with Hose Nose first because
Oh, God.
we got to find some positivity in this.
Okay, well, one scene that I thought was great, and it was SCTV reunion, was
Yeah.
when he was on the couch waiting for the doctor, and he's listening. He's like, "What did you say?" He's having the conversation. He's having that back and forth with Joe Flatterly and Andrea Martin. And I mean, it's a super short scene, but it's just like brilliant. So
Yeah.
I really like that one.
I was
Yeah,
also thinking SCTV in that scene. That was awesome.
Because I think we see Joe Flaherty first, and then we casually pan to Andrea
Martin.
Martin. Yeah,
Martin.
sorry, I for some reason I was confused with Pamela Martin, the news person of CTV, but it's, yeah, Andrea Martin was there, and she was all sweet and everything, but it was just like I was kind of hoping for both of them there. It was great to see them. Scott, what about you? Any scenes that stood out for you?
I have two.
Okay.
One, I'm sure we kind of already talked about, and I have my other second favorite scene. I guarantee nobody is considered because I am who I am, and I'm a bit of a sneakerhead. And during the chase scene, where the actor, the blonde guy, I think his name is John Hossa, who is
Okay.
actually the cinematographer of the movie. He was Joe Dante, cinematographer for many of his movies. And Spielberg was like, "You should cast this guy. He's got that look." And anyway, so eventually, yes, he gets into the movie. So during that chase scene, when he leaves, there's a shot of his shoes, and he is wearing
Wait for it.
the original Nike shoe from 1986 or 87. And
Oh,
so I
boy.
bought this like just recently. This is a retro.
Just the one? You just bought the one shoe?
You just got the one.
I'm a big hopper. It's not wide enough screen for me to hold up both.
Okay.
Is the thing. So this shoe is a retro, and back in 1987, it was the original shoe was worn by a certain athlete, and there's bonus points if you can guess it because he's the longest running athlete that's had a Nike shoe. And without Googling, does anybody have a guess?
My instincts is normally Jordan, but I don't think that's the
Before
obvious
Jordan.
answer.
So this shoe is called the Nike Attack. Back then it was called the Mac Attack,
Oh,
which was you could not
Mac
serious.
the knife from McDonald's. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He put it on his chin. That's how he And again, only needed one. So it's the John McEnroe shoe from 1987.
Oh,
Gray and black sneaker that has just recently come back, and it's kind of a bit of a thing. So when we're watching this movie, I'm just like, okay, stop it, you got to rewind it. I saw a freaking shoe, and I needed to go back and look at it. And then I was just like, Shannon, see, it's a shoe. It's like, you're an idiot. You just watched the movie again.
so you're really caught up in the story then. So.
He was
Yeah.
That's really cool though. I didn't know John McEnroe was one of the early people involved. So
Yeah.
we got in the hello Archer. It's a Nerd Affiliated in the house. How you doing? Thanks for
Hey,
joining
what up?
us. Says Tony asks, how much did you pay for the remakes, and how many of the OG shoes could you have gotten for it? How much of the OG? What would you have gotten for it? So, is that a remake that you have? That the shoe?
It's a re-release, and actually it's hard to get, and I haven't been able to find it. And then we were down in Washington State at a Nike clearance center, and it was $53. And
Wow.
American?
yeah, so American, but I mean, you can still get it on their site, and for some reason it was 100. It's 130 or 150 US on the Nike site, but it's only available in the US.
That's because you got one. So that makes sense.
Right.
Just got to go back and look for the other.
yeah. I'm not gonna wear it, so that's fine. No, I do wear my sneakers. I don't know, but I if you look up that shoe, they also brought back that original colorway, and I think it's probably like a couple $100, $300 maybe. Goes up.
So is that Wimbledon colors?
Yeah, I think
Green
so.
and the green and purple. That's Wimbledon colors, right?
Pretty cool. I look at it as Joker colors, and that's
That's what I was going to say. It reminds me of the Joker big time, but I think you'll find it's Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Is
right.
it really? I didn't know that was the colors.
Yeah.
Shannon, what about you? Scene that stood out for you?
I like Jack's first in-body experience when Tuck goes into his body. I just the whole the one line saying he thinks I'm possessed now, like that was hilarious. I just like his whole like improv of that. It was great. Him in the elevator going up with this guy in his body, trying not to freak everyone out. It was great. I love it. I think that was my only one. Well, they're all good, but I like that scene the best.
The villain in that movie, Steve 3. Do you recognize him?
Oh, he's been in many things, Rob.
Yes.
Yeah. The one that stands out most for me is the movie which I love, which is Weird Science, where he makes an appearance as the antagonist mutant that comes in on the motorcycle. But also in Commando as well. The man that wears the best shirt in the world. The little,
I forgot about that shirt.
Yeah.
The mesh shirt.
Yeah.
He had a mustache much like yours, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. It's much more impressive than mine.
I remember him most from obviously Mad Max 2. He was Zev.
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I looked at him. I just didn't even recognize him. Then
This is the
after
man
doing
with
research,
the robot hand.
Yeah, the one with the vibrator hand. So
Yeah.
Hey.
sorry, did I take your favorite scene away, Hose Nose? I'm sorry. Jamie, what about you? Scene that stood out for you?
I like the scene where Dennis Quaid's character is fighting off the robot hand man inside the body. He's like, dude, I need you to generate some stomach acid for me.
Oh
You're
yeah.
like, what the hell kind of question is that, dude? But then he starts like, I see a big tumor up there, and starts
My
getting all
ulcer.
nervous and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny. That was pretty creative. I like that.
Yeah.
And then just the period at the end of the sentence is, you just digested the bad guy.
I like how quickly that guy dissolved too. It was like,
I would be watching my poops every day to see a mini skeleton.
For
come out.
team
Picking through it.
like
Yeah.
an owl, just
Yeah.
mouse bones coming out.
But here's the thing: if he had to get him excited to generate the ulcer to get stomach acid, what the hell was all the rest of that shit that was slopping around in there? If that wasn't stomach acid,
Body
Well, stomach. I was just talking to my son about this. You got mucus, you got stomach acid, you have your normal food just sloshing around in there. So it was. I think there was even like you can see a floating piece of food or like a mushroom or something like that. But I'm just that thought of just pooping him out and just wiping, and there's a leg, a femur on the
yeah,
on the
it's
toilet
much better than corn kernels.
Oh my god! Oh, nasty! He's a cannibal too now.
I thought that too. I'm like, does that mean he's a cannibal? But like a little one.
Exactly what that means.
But it didn't go past his taste buds, so it doesn't really make him a cannibal.
Oh, is that the technicality?
Yeah,
if you enjoy the texture and the flavor, then you're a cannibal.
I mean, he's
It's
still
just-
digesting.
Well, he did burp, so it came back
Yeah.
up.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. See, it
Oh,
passed his
ugh.
lips in vapor form.
Oh my god, it's just nasty. All right, can't keep thinking of this. Steve, what about you? Favorite scene?
I had already the elevator scene down. I have written down
Oh.
here the toilet scene, and I don't know why I've written down the toilet scene.
Where he was talking to his ding dong?
Oh, that's what it was. That's what. Yeah. So
I got you, Steve. I
yeah,
got you.
that's
Same
what it was.
wavelength.
He's like, hey,
Yeah.
I think
That was my
I wrote
second
down.
favorite scene.
I think I wrote it down in quotes. I've written it down in quotes.
Yep,
So it was
I
that.
got
He
it in
says,
quotes.
Yeah, go for it.
he looks at me. He's all like confused and a little bit put off, and he says, "Play with it, pal, but don't talk to it."
Right. So good.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, that's good. I kind of enjoyed the scene where he's stuck in the ice van and Quaid's trying to work him up. He's like, he's just trying to talk him up. Be brave, get out there, and just push him over. And he's just building him up to Martin Short to get his courage up. And when Martin's like, yes, and he runs out the door and the car's still moving and he's hanging on that truck door. And obviously we see the antics that happen where he's swinging away in traffic and the motorcycle going between the legs. And then he's standing on top of the car. And I really want to know how they did that stunt where he's literally standing on the windshield of the convertible for a good solid 10 seconds. And it's just like, I was looking to see if was he on wires? How is he doing that? It was really cool. And I still can't
stunt.
It was a great stunt. Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if the car was sitting still and they were just like on a green screen or something like that with like a
normally,
fan,
normally
Yeah.
on those days they put the cars on the back of trailers. There were
Yeah.
low trailers, so they didn't actually have to have someone driving it, and they could do all the antics on there. The other
Yeah,
thing
that
they
makes
could have
sense.
done was
That was a
build
good one though.
a pair of shoes that fit over the windscreen, and he's just buckled into those. That's another thing they could have done.
That's true.
So Tuck though knows he can see that he's in the back of a truck, and he knows that it's moving. So
Yeah,
his
Tuck's pretty
advice was
stupid.
to run and jump out of the back of a moving truck.
No, I think
Does he know it's moving? Does he know it's moving?
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
he's freezing.
100%. The meat slabbing back and forth and just jiggling around. Oh, he knew it was moving.
I don't know if wasn't there a point where things kind of like blacked out and he couldn't figure out where he was. Where are we? What's going on? Take a look around. What's happening? Sort of thing. So I think there was a point of confusion, but they don't have like 4K on those screens that they shrink down. So
Yeah.
But all right. Anybody else want to throw out a scene there that they really enjoyed?
I just wanted to mention the foreshadowing with the doctor's office, followed up by the events that happen at the till at the supermarket, is bloody great. And that was so good to me. That was so good. It's proper comedy at that point. The way that he just absolutely shits the bed and just knows that this is his dream coming true. That whole scene there was great. I think the only thing that ruined it for me was the love interest, which you have to have because he had to say no to her once she decided he was cool, and I get it, but she was so annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the people he worked with were pretty annoying, and I'm
I
glad
mean,
he just kind of said no.
All I
I'm
could
out of
think
here.
was Illinois Nazi.
Still to this day,
What's
still to this
Illinois
day,
Nazi?
what I'm annoyed
That was
about the fact that she brought the coffee, and he's like, "Oh, coffee," and she's like, "Oh no, this is mine," and he's like, "Give him the coffee," and then she put a cigarette in it, and that pissed me off.
She
And
was
it's
told not to
annoying me now.
smoke. Yeah,
It's
and she
annoying me
just, like,
now.
Yeah, she ruined a perfectly good coffee. I get it.
Yeah. God
And why
damn
were
it.
they at the wedding too? Why was his whole work staff at the wedding?
that made no sense to me either.
That made no sense.
Yeah.
It
Anyway, it was supposed to be scenes we like, not scenes we don't understand.
well, if we want to talk about things that didn't make sense, who was the girl wearing glasses and smoking a cigarette at the back of her head? I didn't quite figure
That was,
that out.
I
They're
think
at
that was just at a cool bar. They're a cool.
They're at a
That's what you-
club.
That's what you do at cool
Yeah.
bars, Rob.
It's the
When-
80s, man.
Yeah.
That's what the cool guys do.
I guess
Yeah.
I'm not cool enough to smoke a cigarette at the back of my head.
Mm-mm.
With all the hairspray, that son of a gun should have lit up.
Yeah.
So, anybody else got something that stands out for them?
Did you not point out that Martin Short's boss at the grocery store was an Illinois Nazi?
Yeah.
Oh, Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was thinking
Well,
my favorite
Sorry, yeah,
Martian.
you did bring that up, and I was still rambling on. Yeah.
No,
But
Thank
for
you.
me, where I know him from is from The Burbs.
Oh,
He's the doctor, and which
yeah.
makes sense because it's a Joe Dante film. So is
Yeah.
The Burbs.
Yeah.
And if you go through the like, yeah, you were all in the same movie together, right?
Yeah.
That's what I discovered. He had a lot of the same people in a lot of his movies, like just like a lot of directors, you know. Anyways, Scott,
Before
Shannon, anything else to add? Sorry, go ahead, Steve. 3.
No, I was gonna say, have you guys got any more scenes?
I
Yes.
just well, one I had was the back of the car. We talked about it with the little peeps, the shrunken down folks.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. That's crazy because at one part of the movie, the villains are shrunk to half size, and they get out and they do a nice little not reveal. You see the tops of their heads or the bottom of their feet and their little feet and little heads that are running around. And then they jump into the back of the car. And as Martin Short and the gang are getting away, they try to hijack the car. But it's little tiny people with little hands. And they use this forced perspective, which was really cool. And I'll show a picture in a second here. But Scott, you were mentioning that earlier. What did you like out of that scene?
Well, when I watched it, right, it's like, oh, the little hands, they look so goofy and cheesy, but then like everything else looked really quite good. Like when you see it from the front view and them in the back seat peeking around and they're doing the little thing, like, oh, that's really well done. But then when you see the actual picture, like Meg Ryan's character is actually a dummy. That's not really Meg Ryan, and a real full-size person in the back seat on this giant car seat pulling on the seatbelt, and in the shot, it's a very quick thing where Meg Ryan gets pulled back. So, like, I haven't gone back to see it again one more time, but I totally bought it in the movie when I saw it. But it's so clever, like this, such amazing.
I want to know who owns that giant Meg Ryan doll.
Oh no,
Allie, should we get it for Allie?
yeah. Welcome home.
Your window.
Yeah.
Because in this picture I've shown, if you're watching on YouTube, that's a giant statue of Meg Ryan, and it looks pretty good. It looks quite like her. Got the pixie cut and everything, but it's just like, that's freaky.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And then they also we can remove that. It's bothering me now.
She also kind of looked like the Johnny Cab driver too, though.
Yeah, it's a bit of Johnny Cab in there. But he had like, there's the little tiny hands, and that creeped me out. And they had these fake legs when he's upside down biting Martin Short's leg, and it was madness. And I was always curious to see how they're doing it. There's practical effects obviously happening with, sometimes they're, I say, forced perspective, sometimes they use dummies. It was crazy. So,
well, the other good one too is when they're in the phone booth.
Yeah.
Right? He's got that giant oversized receiver
standing on her shoulders.
Yeah. And she's like, "Give me a quarter." Like, it's half the size or whatever.
There was one thing that I laughed at when they, at the very beginning of the movie, they're ready to take off, and they had to have this robotic arm pick up the chip, rotate it around, and then stick it in the slot. Which I was like, why don't they just use their hand? And then they do it later, where it's this elaborate robotic hand picks it up, spins it around, puts it down, and at the end of the scene, the guy's just like grabs it and sticks it in. And it's just like, it's taken forever. And I was always curious why they were so delicate with this chip, yet it was in the dog's bowl, in their pocket.
Yeah.
I
know, and I thought at the beginning too, like the first note I made on this movie is I was like, why do they not explain what they're doing? Like, this didn't have that, explanation. And it took so freaking long to do its thing. Perfect time to explain what it is that we're actually doing here. But no, we're not interested in that.
No,
it must be placed in exactly the right orientation, or it will not work.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out if the robot arm was used as like, look at this cool thing we have for an in-camera shot, or whether it was played for laughs. Just like how needlessly elaborate and slow it was.
It eventually was played for laughs.
But that's what was available at the time, right? I mean, we're also used to much more elaborate robotics right now, but back then that was futuristic shit.
That's what I was thinking. Like, the first time we see it, I was like, oh, for 1987, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I totally get them putting it in the movie. But yeah, the second time at the end, when it's taking a long time, I'm like, oh, okay, is that just for gags then?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
And I think that's another example of this movie. Is it being serious and being a comedy?
Totally.
First, it's very serious science, and then it's like, hey, I get the chip.
Sneeze on his face. And you may have quotes, because I know I have a couple of quotes here. But we already mentioned the talking to the penis scene for C3. I have one. It was a toast that they had. They were doing a toast to Ozzy. It says, "To Ozzy, a good man who tried to save my ass by injecting me in yours." I thought that was a great line. How about you, Steve 3?
I like when he's in the doctor's office having his little fit, and the lady looks at him and go, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Would I be in a doctor's office if I was okay?" Oh, it was so good. I like that one.
Anybody else have any?
Well, I like the beginning, the very first line where Dennis Quaid said, "Well, damn, if we're not balls to the walls with all American types."
Yeah.
American stereotypes. Yeah.
He held his own pretty well in the kitchen there after
Yeah.
2 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
that's
one I had was it was a Martin Short improv was when at the end where like they have the Alice in Wonderland thing. It's like eat me or drink me, and they're like, "What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?" He goes, "It's from The Exorcist."
Yeah. That was
Bravo, Martin. Bravo.
That triggered you, didn't it?
In a good way. I don't know what that means.
We
Scott,
need to.
Jamie? No.
there was another nod, another little bit of Ed Grimley when he's watching the TV and there's a game show on where he says you should use a vowel. It wasn't the same quote as Ed Grimley. I'd like to buy a vowel. Like, but that's the same bit of dialogue that clearly Martin pulled from Ed Grimley.
I did kind of laugh. Sorry, this is a scene there, like when they're talking to the bad guy, and the bad guy comes in like halfway through the movie, and he's sitting at his fantastic glass desk. He's got this big friggin' dog sitting on top of the desk, and I'm like, "What's the dog doing?" And I'm like, "What is going on
That's
here?"
how you know you're baller when you have a giant husky on your desk.
Oh, that was a great scene though.
Inside a giant warehouse with nothing in it, but just a
Exactly.
lit up corner.
Yep. It's like, look at all this floor space. I don't even need it, but I have so much power and money.
Yeah.
And was that UV light he was sitting under? Because it looked,
Yeah.
it
Probably
didn't
was.
look like just a pink light. It looked like
It
Yeah.
looked like a
UV.
pink light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was taint tanning. He was just kind of doing what they did.
Uh,
So, sorry, Scott, you don't taint tan? Or you looked a
Wow.
little confused there.
That was a bit
It's
much.
all the kids are doing
Do
it now.
you,
The
Rob?
show has got way
Rob.
back since
He
last
does the
year.
opposite. He bleaches. No.
Wow. Rob bought the most expensive bidet at Costco the other day.
It cost me a fortune. I
Yeah,
had to
with the
put
taint
up a
tanning bulb in
costume
the
for
bottom
it.
of it. Holy moly!
I just can't think of anything else here. I do want to talk about the ending. I was a bit disappointed about the ending. I know Steve Hose knows you're probably saying the same thing. Steve 3, you got your hand up.
Yeah, I just want to go back to scenes because
sure.
I've got a big question mark on some
Sure.
scenes here. So I don't get the transfer. Now, he was up in the sinus. Right? I
Yes.
get that. It could be, but if anybody's had a kiss ever in their life, do they inject all of their sinus out
Yeah.
through their mouth and transfer it into the person they're kissing?
Have you ever
So they-
kissed Meg Ryan? No.
But she wasn't doing the transfer. He did it
A
first.
lot of sucking going on there.
It was
Yeah.
Pull
weird.
it out of you.
It was weird how he could come from his sinus area where he's looking and hearing everything,
Yeah.
and suddenly transferred in and got all the way down to the womb. That was
They,
kind of weird to me.
That was
yeah,
weird.
5 minutes later, he's
And back again later, right?
And
Yeah.
back in, oh, quick, maybe the kiss transferred it. Yes, that's supposed to be what.
Didn't they say like, oh, the computer will just tell you which direction to go? Did it like just time out there? I was like,
I don't know, man,
Yeah.
but that is a lot of
how did he
suction.
go from the sinus down to the uterus?
Yeah.
Which
Well,
also
I- The
end-
bloodstream does work very fast. I know that, but it's just like,
All right,
yeah, it was confusing
Yeah.
how you got there so fast.
But at the end of the movie, instead of sneezing him out, why couldn't they just said, "Hey, come up to my mouth and just stick out his tongue and
Right.
grab the tweezers and
Or
take him
just
off"?
sit on
Exactly.
people or
Yeah.
something.
It's the force, it's the speed. Get him out.
Kiss,
quick
Yeah.
kiss
like that.
this rubber
That's
doll.
funny.
You know?
Oh, right. He didn't
Yeah.
have any power, right? He was
Yeah.
down somewhere.
Yeah,
or in the
He was
bottom.
out of power, out of oxygen.
But the sneeze
Oh,
makes sense.
We all sneeze from our stomachs.
He was in the lungs. He was in the lungs, and he had to get out the lungs, and that's why he sneezed. But the
Oh,
kiss
God,
thing
man,
just didn't
stop.
work for me.
Stop destroying it with your logic.
How do lightsabers work? Yeah, so the Magic School Bus, Tony thinks, yeah, we should be looking into the Magic School Bus with that one. That's all I kept thinking about was the Magic School Bus and Archer, because yeah, if you guys ever seen the episode where they go into, is it Henry, the redheaded kid? They go into his body and they start swimming around, learning about the human body. Steve, do you know what I'm talking about? Magic School Bus? Steve 3?
Let's all just pretend we're
I'll take that as no. Steve 3 has no idea. You don't know the Magic School Bus?
No, the only Magic School Bus thing I know is when a UK snowboarding group put together an amazing DVD, and they all got a bus and went touring around the mountains, and they did the Magic Bus theme tune for it. So that's how I know the Magic Bus.
The Magic School Bus is a kids show about Miss Frizzle, the teacher, and she takes her class of 7, because that's how many kids are in the classroom, class of 7 and an iguana, and they go into this Magic School Bus and they learn about science, biology, space, and this bus can do everything, going inside a pinball machine to the human body, all this sort of stuff. It's a wonderful, wonderful cartoon for kids.
Is this bus being sanitized?
It's magic. You don't need to sanitize.
Oh, right.
And Miss Frizzle's famous. I think she was voiced by Lily Tomlin, and it's famous for her dresses. It always changes patterns to fit the science lesson of the day. So, yeah, Allie knows.
She got the same look that Rob got.
I brought it up when watching the movie. And Steve, oh, is that why you're looking at
the
me?
Same look when you start talking about like UK snowboarders when you're talking about Magic School Bus?
That's all I know. That's all I know.
Oh man.
So I do want to talk about the end then, because I was disappointed by the ending. How they have the wedding, I thought that was great. You know, happy ending. When they finally first meet, that was great. And then they have a wedding and they're off and away. And the little villains hop into the car secretly, or the trunk of the car, and the cowboy was there too. Sorry, and they're following to the airport, and it just doesn't end. It's just like, we shall get them back or something like that. I don't know what
they didn't really sneak in. They were in a suitcase and the cowboy put them in there.
Yeah.
And the cowboy looked like the cowboy, but no one recognized him. And then we got this, oh my God, it's the cowboy, by looking at his boots.
His boot, yeah.
And
in case you missed that hair.
Yeah.
And so they drive away, and then Martin Short's like, realizes he doesn't want to live his boring life. He's going to go for adventure and save his friends, and that's how it ends. And I was just like, I just wish it kind of ended. I kind of hope I don't know, what you guys think of the ending, Scott and Shan?
I think it was fine. I think I ended up watching the car drive around the mountains longer. I don't know why.
That was a long drive. Oh yeah.
There was an alternate ending where Tuck was supposed to die in the body and just stay there, and they cut it out because it was too dark. I kind of would hope that it would be that instead, because that's how I am. But like, so yeah, that would have been awesome. But the end was fine. I mean, it was the two little people in the trunk and the luggage. I like to know how they did that. I guess a giant piece of luggage. I don't know.
Sure.
That would have been a great ending, though, man. He would say, you know, you deserve better than what I've been able to give you, and I think you found someone that can give you that. And I'll always be here, because if they can transfer in a kiss, you never know when it's going to come out again, right?
Yeah, in a couple hours, he's going to poop him out, and the end.
Ends with a flush and just spirals down the drain.
Well, he goes back into Meg,
fade to black,
and comes out with a baby.
They could just keep passing in between each other every kiss.
Yeah,
it'd be like Connect 4. You never know when you're going to release it, and all the things come out.
Yeah.
What? Anybody else have anything to say about the ending? We're coming to an end here soon.
Well, let's put it this way: if they ended it the way they did, which they did, obviously, great statement. I'm glad I was able to join you tonight. But because of the way it ended, it does leave it open for a number 2.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't going to happen after the box office.
We're in the era of rebooting things, so fingers crossed. Jack Quaid. And who would I don't know who else you would put as the Martin Sheen.
Well, Martin Short's still with us, man. If you've not watched Only Murders in the Building, he's still rocking it.
Yeah, very true.
That's true.
Yeah, he's great in that.
Yeah.
So a couple things about this movie before we wrap this up and get our ratings here. Movie came out in July 1st, 1987. Budget 27 million, made a box office of 95 million. It wasn't seen as a huge hit. It was competing against a lot of other movies. I think Lost Boys was one of them. I'm drawing a blank on some other movies that came around. It's a summer movie, but it made its money back on the VCR and the rentals and such. One of the things that really hurt this movie was the poster, and I want to talk about the poster because the original poster was of just the finger holding the little rocket, little ship. I thought the poster was of the one that I used on our promo, where Quaid's got his hand out, which is an awesome poster. I'm pretty sure the artist also did a lot of Mad Magazine posters as well. Wonderful artwork. Yeah. But what do you guys? Scott and Shannon, you're kind of nodding your head with the poster. What do you think of that one? The poster, pretty nice artwork, eh?
Your poster that you did was way better than what you were describing. That was the.
Oh yeah, I drew it. Yeah,
I don't even remember. Well, your treatment of our little logo was amazing. Yeah, I don't actually remember the poster. Like I remember seeing it. So I don't know if like the graphic you use is the one it's in my mind is what I remember seeing.
I have the little one with the finger. I remember.
Oh, you do?
And I always think it looks like a butt. I was like, I can't always figure out what it is until you really focus on it. It's just like, is that a butt? Like, I don't know.
Well, a lot of people didn't know what the movie was about. They thought it was a scary movie, sci-fi movie, and it was, and they wanted to promote more as a comedy. Martin Short's in the damn thing, and so for the movie rentals, it was the Martin Short's on the cover, Meg Ryan's on the cover, Quaid's on the cover. Yeah. It made it more comedic, more inviting to see instead of what's this movie about?
Which goes back to my thesis of what the hell is this movie? Is it a comedy or is it sci-fi? I really like the premise.
It's a sci-fi comedy.
Right. I really like the premise of this movie. And I think it could have been up there with like Total Recall if they just did it that direction instead of getting Joe Dante to direct, to do his Gremlins comedy Looney Tunes twist to it.
Yeah, there were a lot of different directors who were asked to do this, and I can't remember any at the top of my head. I got a lot of people who were other actors who were asked to do it, but they eventually fell on Joe Dante, and right behind is, as you said, the Gremlins movie. Other actors who were asked to play in this movie was Mel Gibson, Robin Williams, Ted Danson, Rick Moranis, Warren Beatty, and Tom Hanks was really focused on. I can see Tom Hanks in Martin Short's role a lot, but eventually they're all busy, and Tom Hanks eventually joined Dante to do The Burbs. So
and Bill Murray, they wanted Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, yeah. I don't know if Bill Murray would have done well.
I don't think so. I don't see him.
That's probably why he said no to the part.
Bill Murray in which role? I wonder.
Tuck.
It's Tuck.
Yeah.
It's Tuck. No.
I think you need a straight man for that. Yeah.
That's
why I could. Yeah.
Maverick, man.
Doing his own. He does his own stunts inside the body. He just gets right in there.
Randy Quaid. That's what they should have gone.
Yeah. Well, he was a pilot in Independence Day, right?
Yeah. So. Independence Day. I'm back. Out the asshole. That's pretty much his storyline. Shit him out. ILM did the won an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects, which was really cool. And I already mentioned Michael J. Fox and Arnold. So that's pretty much what else I got here, unless anybody else has anything to add to this.
When we looked up what was else out in the theater, that's a sentence. We looked up what else was in the theater.
It's catching.
I did it. The top 6 movies were all comedies, which you
were
don't.
They?
Was it RoboCop one of them?
Yeah, that was like number.
Great
8,
comedy.
Or it was, and then
not comedy, but yeah.
For the Academy Award, it was only this movie nominated, and I think Predator.
Predator, yes, it beat out Predator for special
2 movies. RoboCop wasn't even nominated. It's like, what do you? Come on!
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I heard about the Predator, but yeah, not this one or RoboCop. All right, so typically we rate our movies, and we'll start with Scott and Shannon. We'll start with Shannon first. I'm just getting my spreadsheet ready to go with the wrong mouse. All right, so Shannon, what would you rate this movie out of 10?
I'm going to give it a 7 because I still had fun watching it.
All right, Scott, what about you?
I'm going to go with a 7 as well.
All right,
I enjoyed it, just entertaining. I watched it twice, and the second time through recently I enjoyed it even more than I did the first time. Like I had more questions first time, and then the second time I was like, no, just relax, chilling it, enjoying it, and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Great minds think alike here. Steve, 3.
For me, it's a 5, just for Martin Short, really.
Martin gets the 5, and everybody else gets.
But the thing is, like you said, special effects and stuff is cool.
Yeah, it was.
But I didn't run out and get this on physical media, even though I remember liking it. So.
Yeah.
Jamie, what about you?
I was going to give it a 6.
6.
Yeah, I had fun watching it. I love Martin Short, and the special effects were great.
Awesome. And Steve.
That's
Hose
me.
us.
Steve 2. I'm giving this 5 Robert Picardos out of 10.
Wow. Wow.
Ah,
With the hair?
What's
it's
that?
got to be with the hair.
Definitely with the hair. Yeah. I don't know. Like I've said it. The movie didn't know what it was, and I didn't find it that funny.
I agree with you. It was a bit confusing at times, a little bit unsure of what direction it was going. Just adding up, I gave it a 7. I seemed to laugh a lot on it and enjoyed it. So, despite there like the ending, not a big fan of that. So as a total, we have 7.4. So that's a little higher, I think, than what that doesn't make sense. I think I added wrong.
I don't know. I
There's
think that works.
No, it shouldn't go higher than 7. I added wrong somewhere there.
Well,
So
there's more of us, Rob.
No, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't go higher than the highest number. So, so I hit a wrong button somewhere there. But I will do the math later. You guys can do the
Take your
math.
robot arm and put that little red thing in your machine.
That's what I didn't use my robot arm. That's what it is.
This is the man teaching your children.
We need to hook up with
I had
some
the
math
vibrator
tutors or
on by
something.
accident. All right, so
Can we end this without mentioning that? Like, we've hinted at it, but the fact we had to have a scene where the crazy doctor lady, who was such a smooth seductress, brings in the gormless, speechless hitman to utilize his robot hand in probably one of the world's smallest sexual devices that could possibly be attached to that arm. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, bring me the thumb of steel. Like, just saying. And I'm out.
Just saying. Just put it out there.
Yeah, we had to rewind that scene. We're like, did he just do what we thought he did?
Oh yeah, they were very cleverly quick with that.
yeah, you rewinded to figure out what was going on. Scott rewinded to check on the shoes again. What's she wearing in bed? So, those Reeboks? Those the air pumps? That shouldn't be air pumps. Tony gave it 6.5, and you know what, Tony, you're right near the average, 6.4. So there you go.
I feel I should have done a 5.5 because Steve definitely hated it more than me.
So there we go. Thank you, Scott and Shannon, for coming on the show and for another wonderful movie suggestion. Tell everybody where we can find you.
So you can find us on YouTube at Hey Weirdos.
All right, and Instagram as well, right?
Yes.
Hey Weirdos, different spelling because some jackass has the correct spelling.
Weirdos. Weirdo.
Hey weirdos, not that other jackass.
Yeah. They've abandoned the account and they posted like 2 things on it and they haven't posted like 10 years or something. Like that, so.
Hey, I had someone go shit underscore spackled underscore Muppet underscore fart
underscore.
Yeah.
That's not great.
By the way, Steve, where can we find you?
You can
Steve
find me
3D.
on Instagram under Shitspackle Muppet Fart. You can also find me on Instagram under Steve3D. And you can find me having the time of my life, speaking to myself, unboxing my micro galaxies, usually every weekend, and DL44 Network on YouTube.
Dude, you say speaking to yourself, but I think you've had a guest on for almost every episode lately, hey?
Oh yeah, that's been fun. That has been
Yeah.
fun. I'm enjoying every minute of getting these things out of their boxes, man. I really am.
All right. Hose Nose, where can I find you?
You can find me on the gram, as the kids say, Hose Nose Paints, for all your mediocre D&D painting minis. Don't bother. I haven't done anything.
Hey Rob, you should probably bring Steve into the school one day and get the kids to really tell him what they call it.
I'm up with it. Is it I am wrong? No, it's the children.
That's how I sound. Oh, by the way, tell them about Letterboxd.
Yes, and go to letterbox.com. There's no E in boxed for some reason. Google Generation X-Wing podcast or Hose Nose, and you will find the list of all the movies we reviewed, along with I've got a couple other lists from the sequels and the Sports Ball podcast, and probably a soundtracks one.
I had every intention of going through the list and then importing it into my version and putting my scores that we've given them on the show, but having them because it only goes to 5. So I had every intention.
Yeah, that is a good disclaimer. If you go to Letterboxd, it's my review ratings, not the show's as a whole.
Yeah, but I know I've made an account. I think Jamie made an account as well. So
yeah, we all did.
Yeah, Steve, you made an account. C3.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh
for
wow! I'm sorry. I didn't follow you. I didn't see you there.
Well, you did actually. You just forgot.
I forgot. Chose to forget. Jamie, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Generation X-Wing podcast YouTube channel on our ongoing Ghostbusters-centric YouTube series called Ready to Believe.
Yeah.
Lately, we are doing weekly live streams, going back and revisiting episodes of Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and that's been
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights at 7:15 PST.
Ish.
Tony's ready to believe.
We might be late by 20 seconds or so, but yeah.
It's been fun so far.
It has been fun, and then we also do the audio version of that every Thursday, which is today. If you're catching us live, so it came out the live or the audio version of the Real Ghostbuster review Thursdays, and if you're listening to this. It comes out on Saturdays, wherever you download podcasts, and the live every second Thursday. So if you want to join us and be part of the conversation, like Tony out there and Allie and Nerd Affiliated and VJ Baby and the Collector, I know he was here for a little bit and was going to listen later. So thanks for everybody who's in the chat and chatting away with us. Help us grow. I did not hear what you're saying, Steve. I apologize.
We lost him. We lost Steve. That's why I'm laughing.
Let's go with that. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a soundboard, guys.
I hit this button.
Oh,
that was just rude. I'm sorry. It's really bad.
Jamie, can we get a soundboard, please?
No.
Go to hell. Go to hell. How to keep up with the news?
Stop praising the machine.
I've gone old school with mine. I have one of these, which I think right now is probably vintage.
Oh, you got actually like a keychain or something.
So now I can just go.
No,
it's great, but it's so loud.
Yeah,
I
noticed.
Oh, shit.
All right. Thanks everybody.
How do you switch it off?
Yeah, I noticed that too. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And next week, we're talking soundtracks. Finally, something we've been wanting to talk for a while, but we want to talk about some of our favorite movies soundtracks. We're not talking about the orchestral music. We're talking about the pop, the rock, the country, whatever it is that they're selling on there. So disco, possibly
licensed songs, not
scores. I love that. So hope you can tune into that next week. Other than that, thanks everybody, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, before you go, this is we're still live here. I need to do an intro for the audio podcast. So this is a little bit of how the sausage is made. This is episode 474, and I'm going to introduce you guys, Scott and Shannon. So just say hello when you hear your name. Sorry, I'm just sitting funny on my shorts here. I apologize. It just ran right up.
What are you sitting on?
I was like, it just gave me a wedgie suddenly. I'm like, that is
sitting on a secret.
Passing robot hitman.
My pants are moving.
You do this every time?
My robot arm got in the way.
Every time. He likes to do a live intro every time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mostly about his pants.
Mostly. It is episode 474 of the Generation X-Wing podcast, and we are talking about the movie. Sorry, did it wrong. Sorry. It is episode 474 of the Generation X-Wing podcast. We're talking about the movie Innerspace, and we have the weirdos here. Say hello, weirdos.
Hello, weirdos.
Hey.
Stay tuned.
Pants.
All right, for everybody in live, thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you hopefully on Tuesday with the real Ghostbusters. So we're getting in the stream. Bye.